This is I may have told you all in a previous video that I'm gonna do like a weekly video that's um, a weekly update on the status of my well-being, because there's at least one concerned person, and that's probably my mom. Uh, so somebody, so somebody, somebody will probably watch this, and if not, that's fine. I'm not. Yeah, I don't need attention. Um, I don't need a podium, a soapbox they call it. Where did that come from? Soapbox. Stand on a soapbox. That's it had to originate somewhere. I cannot wait to end this video so I can Google that. But I do a weekly video updating the status of my well-being to show that I'm being well. And I might tell a story here or there. And I'm trying to make them short. Nobody, like I said, nobody watches these, and I don't blame them. I would not watch this material at all. It's boring as heck. I was watching some comedy, stand-up comedy today. I've been taking it easy this week because it's so stupid hot. This is the worst summer I've ever seen in my life. You know, I mean, I think it is. I'm not sure. This is the first summer in 20 years that I've worked an outside job, so I know that might skew my perception on things. But every other summer, I worked in a cooler, so maybe I'm wrong. But man, this sure just seems like an absolutely miserable summer. We had one good week last week. And I think I think next week we might get a good week, but it's been so hot. It's just, I'm totally off track. Let's go back to the store. I was gonna tell a story. I was at the gas station today. And, oh yeah, I was watching comedy. Why did I even bring that up? Oh, because I was gonna compare a stand-up comedy skit to what I'm doing now, and say that there's that. Yeah, watch that. That's entertaining. This is not entertaining, and that's why it only gets 3 or 4 views. And three of those 4 views are from me, and then because I'll go back and watch it to make sure I didn't say anything too stupid, and then the other one is probably my mom, probably. But anyway, yeah, don't watch these videos. I was at the gas station this morning. I bought 2 items, and this is one of those real shady gas stations that I generally stay away from. But I was just there. I was nearby, and they do, and their stuff is cheaper than other places. But the clientele in there, my gosh, man, they are the bottom of the lead belt, and that's just that's the way it is. So anyway, I bought 2 items. It came out to 568, 568 uh, total, and I gave the lady cash. I happened to have $5 in cash. I mean a $5 bill and um, 3 quarters. So I gave her 575, and then I kind of stood there and I was looking at something on the counter. I don't know. And then I put my hand out, and it was taking her a second. She was having some kind of trouble. She's not bad at her job by any means. I know the lady has been working there for like 20 years. And so I had my hand out, and she put a bunch of coins and then a $5 bill in my hand. And uh, I looked at it. It wasn't even the same $5 bill. That was the weird thing to me. Like, she got a different $5 bill. There was something on it that made me notice it wasn't the same one. But I kept my hand out, and I was like, "Hey," and she's like, "Yeah, what?" And I'm like, "Is that right?" And she looked at my hand, and she snatched that. money out of my hand so fast, like it hurt. She like hurt me, taking that money back, and it got me thinking about. Um, and she was almost gonna like. She, she was almost mad at me, which is this is the society that we live in. This is the world that I deal with every single day. I don't know what world everybody else is living in, but everywhere I'm at, I'm seem to be in a world where when people make mistakes, they don't own up to them at all. They just they put it on. They just whoever they can blame it on, they blame it on. So she ripped that out of my hand and was like accusing me of. I don't know what she was accusing me of. I didn't do anything but keep my hand out and try to alert her to the mistake. I wasn't going anywhere. I would have stood there all day unless she said, "You can have it. It's on the house," which is not her place to do that anyway. There's no way the ownership of the establishment would approve of that. But anyway, she was kind of mad. She was mad at me, not at herself, and that is like I think I even apologized, which is totally out of bounds. Like I shouldn't have. There's no reason to apologize in a situation like that. But I have become accustomed to apologizing all the time for things that aren't my fault, and it's just to for things to be at peace. I think I have recognized that the whole world is mad. Like it's at my job the same thing. The people in charge have these same problems. There's no they don't make mistakes, and when something's not right, they start getting on the people below them or beneath them. Um, no matter how good or bad those people are at their jobs. I used to be good at my job. I'm not anymore. I don't care. And well, at one job, just one particular job. But I've just had enough. I guess I've just had enough apologizing. But anyway, anyway, that's the story. She almost hurt me, and then insulted me, and then almost accused me of being a thief. She virtually did. Like you gave me the money, and I didn't take it. I did not accept it. So holy cow, how far does this have to go for you to realize that I'm not stealing from you? But they know that like deep down, but nobody wants to admit their their flaws or faults. And this is like I've said, like it's not just this incident. It's almost every single incident, every single thing, every place that I go. This is the case. When something happens, when somebody does something that they shouldn't do, it's not their fault. And this comes from Christians. A lot of Christians do this. A lot of people who I know who are Christians, devout, make a living off of Christianity. Um, these people with decent professions, um, with college educations. I mean, some dude the other day who who I know has a master's degree in I don't remember what, but he was just going off on something at McDonald's that wasn't that was like and it was so ignorant. What he was saying was so ignorant. I can't remember what it was. I'm just confronted with ignorance every single day by people who are supposed to be smart, people who are supposed to trust in Jesus Christ, and people who are, which that's a kicker right there, because these are supposed to be the people that have a rounded understanding of uh, forgiveness, asking for forgiveness, uh, uh, you know, saying hey, it's my fault. Forgive me. Gosh dang, man, there's so many of them that don't do that. And the first thing that they will say is, well, you blah, 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 blah. They'll point the finger at you. And it's like, well, yeah, I do stuff too. Uh, but, gosh dang, man, human beings, what a mess. It's hard to like any of them. Kitty, what are you doing down there? I don't know what she's doing in that hole. So anyway, I'm well. I'm being well, and I like to keep the video on the S10 just because it's a fixed object, and uh, I don't know. I don't trust people, and if I move the camera around too much, you'll see things that you might want to steal. If this video gets into the wrong hands, so anyway, thank people for air conditioning, huh? People take that for granted. It's such a hot summer, and I have spent most of it outside for necessity more than anything. I just had to work. I just had to work extra hard outside this summer, and I can't even use the AC in my vehicles because it costs money. It's not. It doesn't make sense financially for me to use the air conditioner. So people take that for granted. Don't take things like that for granted. AC is such a great thing. We're so lazy. We're just so used to the cushions of life that people don't. I kind of wish everything would just shut down for a couple years, just to wake people up and get them back to the reality of what living on Earth is like. But you know, you know, I mean, I don't want that to happen, but just there's some of us who tough it out and can handle it, and there's others that they don't even know what that means. They haven't experienced it. But the people who created air conditioning and refrigeration too, that those are both like really if you read into what that's all about, that's those are some incredible inventions. I still look at refrigerators sometimes and I'm like, how did they figure that? How did they figure that out? Science of some sort. I never would have figured out how to make an air conditioner or a refrigerator. I think the refrigerator is a little bit more complicated, but still, thank people who know how to keep this stuff going, and the ones who've studied it enough that if all heck broke loose and we lost everything we've ever had as a country, be thankful that there are people out there who have studied this stuff enough to know how to rebuild it. Air conditioning and stuff like that. It's so taken for granted, Kitty. She don't know. She don't know nothing. All right, toodaloo.